Hello guys, my name is Vaigesh Raj from class DDT2E. Today I'm going to talk about chapter 1, Itn Pbt Lab Report. Chapter 1 is Introduction. Network Components. Computer network components are the major parts which are needed to install the software. Some important network components are NIC, switch, cable, hub, router and modem. There are 11 types of network in use today. Firstly is personal area network. Second, local area network. Third is wireless local area network. Fourth is campus area network. Fifth is metropolitan area network. Sixth is wide area network. 7 is storage area network. 8 is system area network. And passive optical local area network. Network architecture. Computer architecture is defined as physical and logical design of the software, hardware, protocol and media of the transmission of data. Simply we can say that how computers are organized and how tasks are allocated to the computer. There are only two types of network architectures. The two types of network architectures are, firstly is peer-to-peer network. Peer-to-peer network is a network in which all computers are linked together with equal privilege and responsibilities for processing the data. Second is client and server network. Client and server network is a network model designed for end users called client to access resources such as song, video from a central computer known as a server. Fault tolerance. Fault tolerance refers to the ability of a system, computer network, cloud cluster to continue operating without interruption when one or more components are failed. The objective of creating a fault tolerant system is to prevent disruption arising from a single point failure, ensuring the high availability and business continuity of mission critical application of system. Quality service. Quality service QoS is a description or measurement of overall performance of a service such as telephony or computer network or cloud computing service, particularly the performance seen by the user of the network. To quantitative measure quality of service, several related aspects of the network service are often considered, such as packet loss, speed rates, throughput, transmission delay, jitter, and more. Comment structure. The general syntax for comment is the comment followed by any appropriate keywords and arguments. Some comments include a subset of keywords, and arguments that provide additional functionality. Comments are used to execute an action, and the keywords are used to identify where or how to execute the command. The command is in initial words or words entered in the command line following the prompt. Hotkeys and shortcuts. In computing, a keyboard shortcut is a series one of several types of keys that invoke a software program to perform a pre-programmed action. This action may be apart from a standard functionality of the operating system or application program, or it may be written by the user in scripting language. Here are some of the examples. Control plus A is moved to the beginning of the line, while Control plus Z exits the configuration mode and returns to the user execute. Control plus C exit configuration mode or aborts the current command. Control Shift 6 allow the user to interrupt an iOS process. Network protocol. A protocol is a set of rules that governs the communication between computers on a network. These rules include guidelines that regulate the following characteristic of a network. Access method allow physical topology, uh, types of cabling and speed data transfer. There are many types of network protocols. The most common network protocols are Ethernet, token ring, local talk, fiber distribute data interface. That's all. Now I'm going to pass to the next presenter.
Hi, my name is Mariel Devin. Today I'm going to present about one of the chapters from Itn report, which is chapter 2. Okay, first of all is the physical layer. The physical layer is one of the things which is responsible for sending computer bits from one device to another along the network. It does not understand the bits, rather determines how the physical connection to the network is set up, and it also represent into the predictable signals as they are transmitted into either electrical or optical via radio waves. Second is UTP cable. UTP cable stands for unshielded twisted pair cable. UTP cable is a cable which has 100 ohm copper cable that consists of 2 to 1800 unshielded pairs surrounded by an outer jacket. A UTP cable does not have a metallic shield. This makes the cable small in diameter but unprotected against electrical interference, like it could get very you can get shocked by this. Okay, there are three types of UTP cable. First is Ethernet straight through, which is the common type of networking cable. This is commonly used to interconnect to a host to switch and switch to a router. Second is a internet crossover, a non-common cable, like not famous, but it can be interconnected to similar devices. Like it can connect to from switch to a switch, a host to a host, and a router to a router. The third one is the rollover. This is a Cisco proprietary cable used to connect to a router or a switch console port. Okay, the fiber optic cabling. Fiber optic cabling, also known as the optical fiber cable, is an assembly similar to an electrical cable, but it has one or more optical cables which is used to carry light. These optical fiber cables are usually coated with plastic layers and is contained in a protective tube suitable for environment. Okay. This fiber cable is used for high speed internet and used between like different parts of building and all. Okay, the fiber cable has three designs. First is the core, which consists of pure glass. The pure glass, it carries the light. And the second is the cladding. The cladding is the glass that surrounds the core and acts as a mirror. The light pulse propagate down the core while cladding reflects the light pulses. This keeps the light pulses contained between the fiber core in a phenomenon known as the total internal reflection. It's like it's around a glass, so it protects it, doesn't make any mistakes and all. Third one is the jacket. The jacket is also known the outer layer. It's like a protective PVC jacket. It coats the fiber cable. Okay, there are two types of fiber cables, fiber optic cables. The first one is the single mode fiber or SMF, which is a very small core and uses very expensive laser technology just to send a single ray of light. This is popular in long distance situation, like using for long haul telephones or cable TV connections. The second one is the multi-mode fiber or OMMF, which consists of a larger core and uses LED transmitters to send light pulses. Use LED to send light pulse. Okay, the third. Okay, after that it also uses LED. I mean, okay, this is popular in lands because it low cost. It because the LEDs are lowly cost. Sorry. Okay, this MMF or multimode fiber, it provides bandwidth to 100 gbs over link to 550 meters. That fast. Okay, there are three types of fiber optic connectors. First is straight tip or ST. This is a olden bayonet type which is used in MMF fiber, like the old multimode fiber. Then the second one is a subscriber connector or SC. This is shaped as a square connector or is also a standard connector, which is like mostly used in LAN or WAN or LAN or WAN, which use a push pull mechanism to like ensure its positive insertion. This connector type is used to multi-mode and single fiber or like MMF or SMF. The third one is lucent connector. Lucent connector is sometimes known as little or local connector. It's it's only used it's mainly used in single mode fiber, but it can also connect with multi-mode fiber. Okay, after that is the data link protocols. Data link layer or layer 2 is the second layer of 7 layers of OSI model in of computer networking. Okay, this layer of protocol transfers data between adjacent network nodes in wide area like WAN. This transfer data in WAN or also in LAN. LAN. Okay. Example of data link protocols are Ethernet for local area networks or LAN, also known as multi-node. The second one is point-to-point protocol, which is PPP. Then also HDLC and ADCCP for point-to-point dual node connections. Or in the Internet Protocol suite, TCP and IP, the data link layer functionality is contained within the link layer, the lowest layer of the descriptive model, which is assumed to be the independent from physical infrastructure. Okay, after that is the media access control. Media access control refers to the method used to allocate use of the medium among the computers and devices on the network. The media access control method performs a function similar to the chairperson of a meeting. It's like the main person whose responsibility to recognize the speaker, like it takes control of the main thing. Okay, after that, okay, in networking, access control is important when many devices share a common median, like such as, for example, coaxial cable or twisted pair cable. This is very important because of because it has many various schemes. Because okay, therefore the size of the typical network grew, and it is also important for the standard control access to share the media communication that would proceed in an orderly and predictable manner. Okay, after that is the Ethernet. Ethernet is one of the family is a Ethernet is a family of computer networking technologies. like this is mainly used in the LAN, local area networks, MAN, metropolitan area networks, and WAN, which is wide area networks. The Ethernet cable was introduced in 1980 and was like first standardized in 1983 as IEE 802.3. Internet has since like been a good thing and support higher bits of giving good internet connections and all, supporting wired LAN technologies such as token ring, FDDI, and ARCnet. I mean ARCNET. Okay, the final one is the address resolution protocol. The address resolution protocol, or ARP, is a communication protocol used for discovering the link layer address, such as a MAC address associated with a given internet layer address. This is usually in a typical like IPv4 address. This mapping is critical has a critical function in internet protocol suite. Okay, that's all for my presentation. Okay, after this my friend will present later. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Kishore Kumar from DDT 2E. Today I'm gonna talk about ITN Chapter 3 Configuration Report. I'll talk about host names. In computer networking, a host name is a label that is assigned to a device connected to a computer network and that is used to identify the device in various forms of electronic communication, such as the World Wide Web. First, limit access to device configuration. Secure device access. Secure device access SDA enables you to give specific users who may belong to a different organization, such as service technicians, permissions to access and control your deployed IT devices. There are three. First is configure password, encrypt password, and banner messages. When you're choosing password, use password that not lower than 8 character. Use combination of upper and lower case letters, numbers, special characters. Avoid using common word. Examples: Cisco 123 or ITN 20143. Okay, next is save the running configuration file. Copy running configuration startup config, also known as copy run start. This saves current running configuration to the startup configuration in the NVRAM. NVRAM does not lose its contents when the device is powered off. Alter the running configuration. The configuration file where router stores the configuration changes the router is up and running is called the running config file. The running configuration file stores the configuration changes made while the router is up and running. The running config file is stored in RAM. The RAM loses all of its content when the device is powered off or restarted. Alright, next is verification of configuration. Setting the enable password. Use the enable password every time you move from user EXEC mode to privilege EXEC mode. This password gives you security on your router because privilege EXEC mode is where all the dangerous commands are located, including access to global configuration mode. To set an enable password, use the following command. Setting the secret password. Cisco's solution to enable passwords inherent problem was to create a new type of password called the secret password. When you configure both an enable and a secret password, the secret password is the password that you use to switch from user EXE mode to privilege EXEC mode. The following code sets both password for your router. Next is configure terminal. Configure terminal is enters global configuration mode when using the console port. Hostname specifies the name for the router. Enable secret password specifies an encrypted password to prevent unauthorized access to the router. And the last one is non-IP domain lookup. disables the router from translating unfamiliar words, which is typos, into IP addresses. Next is console password. Console password is useful on a network on which multiple people have to access to the router. The persons who are not authorized can't access the router. Thus, it prevents unauthorized person from accessing the router. Next is configuring console password of a Cisco routers. Next is commands for configuring console password. Banner MOTD unauthorized access prohibited. To configure the message of the day MOTD banner that displays when the user logs into Cisco Nexus 5000 series switch, use the banner MOTD command. To revert to the default, use the number form of this command. Interface Gigabit Internet. Enters the configuration mode for Gigabit Internet interface on the router. IP address mask is sets the IP address and subnet mask for the specified GE interface. Next is no shutdown. No shutdown is enables GE interface changing its state from administratively down to administratively up. Next is exit. Exits configuration mode for the GE interface and returns to global configuration mode. Finally, the conclusion for chapter 3. In conclusion, a network is two or more computers connected together using a telecommunication system for the purpose of communicating and sharing resources. Without having a network, companies will not be able to share resources and increase productivity more effectively. The WAN network allowed companies to use the internet over large areas. This provides the company to have meetings overseas by video conferencing and sharing data the network. As you can see, network have many benefits to the end users. Whether your network is wired or wireless, network are important part of technology. Thank you.
Welcome guys, my name is Itn from Itn Pbt and now I'm going to present about verification of configuration. Setting the enable password. User enable password every time you move from user mode to privilege mode. This password gives you security on your router because privilege mode is where all dangerous command we are located. Setting the secret password. Cisco's solution to the enable password internet problem was to create a new type of password called secret password. When you configure both the enable and secure password, the secret password is the both an enable. The secret password is the password that will be used to switch from user mode to the previous mode. The following codes are the set password for your router.
3.
Both are the main commands for the secret password. Firstly, a configure terminal. Enter global configuration mode when using the console port. Second is hostname, specifies the name for the router. Third is enable secret password, specifies an encrypted password to prevent unauthorized access to the router. And the last one is number IP domain local, disable the router from translating unfamiliar words into IP address. Console password. Console password is useful on the network on which multiple people have to access their router. The person who are not authorized cannot access the router. Configure console password of Cisco router. Enter global configuration mode of the Cisco router. Put the command line console 0 to the router. Then provide the password by using password Cisco, and then command will be password Cisco. At last, put the command login. There are some commands for configure console. Firstly, for router type enable, then router hashtag configure T, then enter configuration command 1 per line and with ctnl/z. Router configure hashtag line console 0. Router configure line hashtag password Cisco, then login, then end. Banner unauthorized access prohibited. To configure the message of the day, banner that display when the user logging into Cisco Nexus 5000 series, which use the banner mode command. Following are the basic command for the topic. Then the mainly is interference gigabit. Enter the configuration mode for gigabit Ethernet interference on the router. Then IP address mask,
set the IP address and subnet mask for specified G interference. And then no shutdown. Enable the G interference, changing its state from administratively down from the administratively up. Then lastly exit. Exit configuration mode for the G interference and returns to the global configuration mode. Lastly, conclusion. In conclusion, a network is two or more computers connected together using a telecommunication system for the purpose of communication and sharing resources. Without having a network, companies will not able to share resources and increase productivity more efficiently. The one network allows companies to use the internet over large areas. This provided the company to have meeting overseas by video conferencing and sharing data over the network. As you see, network have many benefits to the end user. Whenever you the network wire and wireless network are an important part of technology. Thank you.